Hello.
Hello.
Oh, my head is huge. I have a big giant head. Hang on. All right. Hi, Cadence. Okay, so this is a unwarranted, unprecedented, unasked for, possibly unwanted, I don't know, episode of Wine and Reason, not on its usual night, because I forgot on Tuesday to do my show that I do and that some people actually pay me to watch. And this was doubly bad this week because on the weekend when I do my extra stream for my patrons, please note them streaming at the bottom on the banner. Hey, Harmonica Man. I was too sick with a sinus infection to do that. So, yep, this is where we are. I'm stressed out and I forget stuff. And that's what happened. I don't have a good reason. Don't have an excuse. I just looked up at one point around 9:30 and went, oh my God, it's Tuesday, isn't it?
I think stressed out and so forget stuff is, in fact, actually a legitimate excuse. The brain does weird stuff when it's under stress.
It really does. Y'all, I ordered...
Hey, Jenny.
This is a first world problem example for you here, but I was driving home from work, and that is a very long drive, and I take a very twisty route on purpose because I am prone to highway hypnosis anyway. And I was just nodding off the entire time. I mean, it was broad daylight, and I'm nodding off, and I hadn't worked that hard. I was just stressed out, and that is a response to stress that I've developed sometimes. I just fall out and have to take a nap. Maybe, which is kind of hilarious when you think about it. It's not narcolepsy. It's some kind of weird psychological response to stress where I'm just like, I can't deal with this. Sleepy time now. Not okay when you're driving though. In fact, very dangerous when you're driving. I had to start talking to myself. I was like, stay awake, damn it. Stay awake. You can't. No, you can't do this. And so I pulled into a Starbucks drive-thru, which is also not something I normally do because I worked at a Starbucks for way too long. And I love their product. Don't get me wrong. I love Starbucks coffee, but it's overpriced. And well, it used to not be very much in my price range. And it was just kind of like a treat. Like I'd get one like on payday or something. But I was like, okay, look, you clearly need some espresso. You can afford this. Don't worry about it. And there's still that part of my brain saying, you can make espresso at home. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but shut up. This will be better because they know what they're doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing.
Not to mention the fact that you're trying to make sure you can get home.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So I stop at Starbucks and I order my drink and I completely forget the soy milk part. So I've got this awesome hot caramel macchiato. I didn't even like try and make it healthy. I didn't ask for like sugar-free vanilla syrup or anything. I was just like just straight up grande caramel macchiato. Yum. And it was delicious, and I started drinking it, and then I get home and I realize, it's fucking cow milk. I'm not gonna feel good later. So then I just gave in and took a nap. I don't know. I still have work to do after we do this stream. I have work to do, but
Wine and Reason.
Wine and Reason.
Lactose stream.
The lactose stream. Well, I don't know. I may not do work after this because I am about to have a glass of wine, so I shouldn't have said that. Okay, so we're here. It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month.
Yeah. And we clearly did not script this, in case you couldn't tell. I know we sound like we're totally consummate professionals.
Spilling the beans there. They would have thought we were scripted.
Oh, yeah.
100% planned. This is all planned. We did this on purpose.
Yeah, this disjointed delivery of mine, this is comedy.
No, this is drama. It's David Mamet.
Oh God, I sound like Mammoth. I'm a Mattian. Ugh. Not a huge fan of David Mamet. All right, anyway, that's going to cause controversy in the chat. Y'all fight about David Mamet.
Talk among yourselves.
Yeah. If you don't know who David Mamet is, don't worry about it. Just means that you're under 40. It's okay. All right. So okay. So I have a story. That doesn't have to do with my level of stress. Mamet, damn it, says B. That's great. Yeah, I mean, he's okay, and it was like cutting edge at the time, kind of, but it bugged. The way he wrote dialogue bugged me. It was very stilted, and I'm like, real people don't talk that way.
Oh, we're gonna have a fight about Mamet and dialogue later.
Oh, fun. Okay. All right. Well, what do you like about Mamet and dialogue now that we're on this?
Absolutely nothing to do with Pride Month, which is the theme of the day. I was told.
It is. It is the theme of the day.
And of the month, for that matter.
I say in my Star Wars T-shirt because I don't know where any of my Pride stuff is. It's probably just not clean.
It's probably all in the wash because we wore it all in the first week of Pride Month because of excitement.
We were very excited.
Like, it's finally Pride!
We needed to celebrate something. It's been a rough
year, y'all. Jesus Christ, has it not?
It's been a rough year and a half, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, really quickly, thanks to all of my, not really quickly, I don't want to rush through it, but deepest thanks to my patrons. A bit of tea in Danish. Captain Kimothy, the Bold, Mark Caesar, the Man from Down Under, Santi the Sane, Microraptor, Ox, Godless Granny, Lavender Lady, Junie the Apostate, and PJ Smith. And Junie the Apostate is with us in the chat tonight. So special shout out to Junie. Hey, girl. All right. Yeah, 21 is halfway over already. I know, Cadence. How is that possible? Wrong. She's not wrong. And yet how? I don't know.
Scary. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does, and yet last year seemed to take 10. And I think it put 10 years on my face. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not dissing myself there. 2020 aged me on some level. It was not good.
Well, there's still time.
Yeah, there is.
We've got, you know what, I just realized we're doing a fucking Pride stream. Yeah. And we don't have our Pride flag up.
Still have yet to put out the fluid flag. Yeah, thank you, Jenny, for saying that, because ours is right over here. Yeah. And then we're knocking shit over because that's what we do. But
I've caused an avalanche.
That's okay. But we used to have this hanging up all the time, and then I had to do a bunch of job interviews. And given that I live in the South, this is going to segue into the article, by the way, so this works. Given that I live in the South and prejudice abounds down here against everything non-white, male, and Christian. I should have said everyone, but also just everything in general. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of bigotry's easy down here for some reason, for lots of reasons, and you know what they are.
Sort of in the
many
shot.
And varied. It's kind of in the shot. You can see part of it. That's okay. All right. Don't worry about the set dressing too much. I need you.
I'm listening.
I need your help.
I'm with you.
That's why I drafted you in tonight. Because I don't have any energy. Okay, so yeah. So I took I had a job recruiter person, not recruiter, that's not the right word. The kind of people to help you find a job. Maybe that is it. I don't know, whatever. She saw it in the background and asked what it was, and I said, oh, it's a pride flag. And she was like, oh, okay. And I could just hear it in her voice. And I was like, God damn it. I'm going to have to take it down. Fuck you. Damn it. Oh, way to go, Cadence. Cadence has had the TST pride flag up constantly. That's cool.
Nice.
That is very cool. Nice. So, all right, yeah. So, I don't know. I could totally leave that there now. I'm gonna leave that there. Nobody, if anybody I work with even knows what it is, I'll be surprised, frankly. And at least one person on my team I know for sure won't care. I mean,
well, there's a topic right there, is the degree to which one has to stealth or not stealth at work, right?
It's a lot. It was the coolest thing.
Yes, Harmonica Man, she is.
Yeah.
And well done.
Nice. Yes, I'm telling you about Pride and Prejudice. I am. That's very cool. Thank you for that. Excuse me. Yes, this will be the modern Jane Austen edition. I'm stealth as fuck at work, says Cadence. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you gotta be, So I was talking to it doesn't suck when you make a new friend and then they're moving to California. Does this happen to anyone else, or is it just us? Met this delightful engineer at work, and we just got to talking while I was filming this process, and he just, very casually, like it was the fine. Well, I think I'd already said I was a Democrat and an atheist at this point in the conversation, so I imagine that's why he felt safe. But he said, "Oh yeah, my husband, blah blah blah," and I was like, and just the ease at which he came out to me, I was like, okay, this is somebody who is out, has been out, and does not give a shit, and he's he's more than 10 years younger than I am. And I'm like, this is why I love millennials and whatever the Generation Z, whatever it is after you guys.
Zoomers.
Is that what it is? Okay, yeah, I love them because they are the most tolerant, least homophobic, least transphobic, and least religious generations our society has ever produced as of yet. So yeah, that's right. I'm technically Gen X, but it's close. It's close. I married a millennial and it's not icky. So yeah. All right. So, thank you. That's really sweet, Jenny. It was the worst of times. No, B, that's a tale of two cities. Sorry. Y'all know I taught English for 14 years. I'm sorry.
I suspect B is pulling your leg.
I think B is pulling my leg because B would, yeah. Okay. Anyway, now I feel weird because I feel like I just called B out for a literary faux pas. I did not mean to do that. Anyway, so this guy's out and he's telling us. So we went over to his house last night because he is moving to California and it can't take everything with him, and he was giving away an amazing couch, and we need a couch. We don't have room for it yet, but we're moving soon too, and we're going to move into a bigger place. And we need a couch so we can snuggle again on a couch, which is something I very much missed because we had to throw away our old couch. It was destroyed. It was dead. Cats and various other things killed it. It was just dead. So we get this. We had to bring it in 3 sections. We could have used you, B. I was driving this enormous pickup truck, and we talked about you. We were like, B would think it's funny that I'm nervous driving this pickup truck.
So in fairness, it was a Silverado, and if you're used to driving nice little old sedans, driving a Silverado feels like you're driving a fucking Star Destroyer.
It did. It was terrifying. I mean, it had a cool, it had a backup camera.
It's got the turning radius of the QE2.
It does. Sorry, that just made me think of Don Oliver. The turn. Never mind. During the Jubilee. Okay, going off topic. Stop. Nope. I warned you there would be tangents.
Us?
Never.
Tangents? No.
Never happened. Okay, so
of course, B owns a Silverado. Why?
Oh, nice. I can totally see that. But yeah, I was thinking of you. I was like, B should be here driving. He could drive this, and then you were like, B would laugh at us for driving this the way we're driving it. Yeah, and I say that with all respect because we deserved it. This couch.
Especially me, white knuckling it in the passenger seat every time anything happened.
Yeah, like by the way, what the fuck? I thought trucks were meant for rugged driving. B, am I mistaken about this? Because you know all the commercials, they show them like off-roading, and here we got this thing that people like to do where they drive. This kills me because this can't be good for the environment, but they drive trucks like out in the woods and they go mudding. That's what it's called, where you basically drive over hill and dale and through muddy puddles and stuff, and basically get drunk in the woods and try not to get your truck stuck anywhere where you have to call someone to get it out.
Hey, little wolf.
Hey, little wolf. So no, B's like, just a few Snickers. She wouldn't totally laugh at us. He wouldn't totally laugh at us. Thank you, B. Yeah, so it's just anyway, yeah, so people do that here, but we're driving this giant fucking truck, and we are clearly not big ass truck people, because every tiny pothole I hit, it was so jarring. It was like, whoa. And I think it's because we were so high up. I don't know. But like when I'm driving my little Honda Fit hatchback around, I can hit a pothole and it doesn't scare me. Like this genuinely scared me. Harmonica Man says, yeah, be sure to bring plenty of beer. Yeah, apparently that's the thing. It's like, it's illegal drunk driving that is somehow culturally acceptable because it's out in the woods, and if you're not going to hit anybody, I guess. I don't know. I've never done it. It's never interested me.
Yeah, but we're not exactly mud.
No, but I did read a short story about a group of friends going mudding and in a writing workshop once, and I actually enjoyed it, and I was surprised because I told the guy that wrote it, I was like, this is incredibly well written, because I would never want to do this in real life, but you made it sound really fun and interesting, so good job. Like, I can read about experiences I would never actually do. Okay, here we go. I have an answer about why it was so bumpy and why the bumpiness was so scary. No, it's because the new trucks have those big wheels with tiny rubber band tires. Oh, yes, the tires were kind of small. Older trucks were smoother because of the bigger sidewalls on the tires. Okay, thank you, because
that makes sense.
That makes sense, because my dad has always had, well, has often, not always, but often had pickups, and I didn't ever remember it being that bouncy and jarring and weird, and it was a lot. Anyway,
this has become the truck.
No, we went. The whole point is we got to Chad's house. Hi, Chad. We got to Chad's house, and I should have come up. Oh well, that's vague enough. We get to Chad's place, and we meet Chad's dog, who's adorable. It's the herding dog.
It was a big old dog.
Big old border collie is what it was. There we go. I was trying to remember the breed. Yeah, big old border collie, and she was precious and so excited and so confused. And she's like, and she was confused because things were changing and moving, and then there were new people in the house, and she liked us, but then she'd suddenly start barking at us like she wasn't sure what we were doing there, and it was she was very sweet though. Okay, and so we're hanging out, and we're talking about work. We're having a smoke in the garage and talking about work and being out at work. Because it was so nice. It was so nice to talk to someone at work and actually be able to refer to Junk Shop as they and say my partner instead of my husband. It was so nice, because now when I have to use straight terminology for you, it feels bad. I feel bad. It feels gross because it's not who you are. And but I tend to do it at least until I know who I'm talking to, or unless, I mean, I wear a gay pride ring, like, there's, you guys know, there's coded ways of speaking. Like if somebody says partner, for example, instead of wife or husband, that's a pretty good indicator. That's a good signifier, that they're in the community. So so it was just so nice to find somebody who had no problem being out. And so he was talking about how Chad was talking about how he's out at work. He's like, everybody knows I'm gay, and he's not from the South, so he's like, everybody at work knows I'm gay. And then I somehow end up getting pulled into these conversations with these straight guys, and they're saying shit, and I'm like, I'm gay. Why are you talking about this in front of me? And I was like, seriously? And he said, yeah. And he didn't give me like an example. I think he didn't want to like, leave with me thinking bad things about any particular person or anything, which is very gracious, and I admire that. But yeah, so he didn't give an example, and he certainly didn't name any names, but I could pretty much figure out, what I had an idea of what he was talking about anyway. And it's just, yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer to have to like go back into that closet. You refer to your work clothes as your straight drag now, because yeah. Could you explain for the peoples?
Office casual. So, dress pants, button down, and then sweaters on top of that, because, oh my God, it's so cold in that office building.
Offices are cold. If you've ever worked in an office, they're very cold. I'm not sure if I think it's to keep people awake. But the problem is, all it makes me want to do is hunker down under a blanket and go to sleep. That's all cold does. It just tells my body, oh, it's time to hibernate. Oh, that's cool. I must be easier to forget. Oh, wait, hang on. So we got a couple of things. Okay, so Harmonica Man says, I must be easier to forget when you're not in the middle of oppressing gays. Oh, I think you mean it must be easier. Yeah, probably. God. Wait, what did Cadence do? Oh, and don't be sorry that you worked in race to be. You can talk about anything you want in the chat. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Some of my workmates know I'm bisexual, at least because I remembered shutting someone up for talking bad about gays, and I said, I had a boyfriend, right? To him. And that shut him up instantly. Well done. Way to stand up. And yeah, seriously, Cadence, well done. Because you know what? Yeah. That takes what my 11th grade honors English teacher would have said, would have referred to as intestinal fortitude or guts. It takes guts to stand up for yourself. Aw, Junie. Okay. Pulling that. Oh, no worries, Harmonica Man. I figured out what you meant. Typos happen. I will never think I cannot throw any stones at typos. I'm happy when I'm here because you all use she pronouns for me, because at home I still, oh no, I'm sorry, receive he pronouns. It's okay, but sometimes that side of me would like to be noticed. Yeah, I bet it would. I'm sorry, girl. No, I just assumed from your name, actually, that you preferred she, her. I never asked. I should have asked, but I'm glad that you like that I do that, and I'm glad that I did that. When I saw the cute little avatar and Junie the Apostate, I was like, oh, cool. So anyway, okay. So, and I gotta say, I'm glad that everybody's comfortable here, because everybody is welcome here, except for fucking bigots. Fucking bigots or not, I can't deal. All right, I live in the South. It's hard enough. It's difficult enough. Okay, which is why we're gonna go to a neat little publication I found online that you can read for free. You do have to, after one article, you have to, that's really sweet. People are doing funny things in the chat. Okay, you have to, you do have to register, which all that is giving them your email address so that they can send you notices, which...
And we've all got that email address that's an info dump.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just give them that one. And if you don't, create one. It's a good idea. Yeah. Rule number 1, don't be a dick. Yes, absolutely. Rule number 1, otherwise known as in geek circles as oh, fiddlesticks.
Really?
No, as Wheaton's Law.
Wheaton's Law.
Got it. Got it. Because Will Wheaton used to say that all the time. Just don't be a dick. It's not hard. Which is kind of funny phrasing, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, moving on. If you don't know who Will Wheaton is,
bad nerd.
Bad nerd. Watch Star Trek Next Generation. Okay, but actually watch everything he did. Like watch Stand By Me for one, if you know, and everything he's done as an adult, which is way cooler. Also, okay, nope, that's junkyards, junk shops. Oh my gosh,
people do that all the time.
Tired. Yeah, but I don't. I was there when you came up with the name. It was because of this room, except it was this room at the other apartment, but it was still very flourishing. Will Wheaton, Wheaton, and it's just WIL, Will Wheaton. Will who? This Sir Little Wolf. Little Wolf is probably fucking with me. All right. So, okay. So anyway, so we have I found a new queer publication online. It's by, it's called Scalawag, SCALAWAG. They have stuff on Southern politics, race and place, arts and soul, newsletters. They have a mission statement. You can become a member if you want. I just did the profile thing so I could read this article written by Matt Nadell and published on June 1st, 2021. This is about, this was under Southern politics, and it's about sex workers in Louisiana. And the title is Prostitution Was Already Illegal in Louisiana. Well, this is more of a blurb than a title, but in Louisiana, then Republicans crafted, it's important to put the emphasis on the right syllable. Then Republicans crafted an even more damning law used to target trans sex workers.
We are all shocked. Let's take a moment to recover from our surprise.
Let's take a moment to be shocked that Republicans were dicks to trans people. And fortify ourselves. Okay. How more than 700 trans and cis women ended up on the sex offender registry in New Orleans. Holy shit. More than 700 trans and cis women ended up on the sex offender registry because they were sex workers. All right. Yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so I'm just going to read this, you guys. Normally, I try to be very careful and say, quote, blah, and then comment, and quote, blah, but yeah. At Southern Decadence 2019, on the streets of New Orleans French Quarter, thongs abound, and they don't mean flip-flops. Yeah. So my mom calls flip-flops thongs. Have you heard her do this?
Yes, that's because
that's what they used to be called, right? And now it just, she's like, are you going to wear thongs? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, she says it in front of my nieces and nephews, and they all giggle. It's hilarious. Okay, so Southern Decadence is a 5-day LGBT celebration that draws thousands to the Big Easy each year, featuring such dazzling events as the Hot Ass Contest, a Hungover and Broke happy hour, and a midnight Battle of the Bulge. Yep, I just figured out what that probably means. It's Saturday afternoon, 2 days before Labor Day, and festival goers are preparing for the Bourbon Street extravaganza where live music, rainbow get-ups, and an air of tasteful raunch in New Orleans French Quarter? That's like a regular Saturday, and it's not that tasteful. It's great. There's like people coming out on Bourbon Street to invite you to come see a live sex show or whatever. That happened once when I was there. I don't know if that still happens. We'll come together in a super-sized Southern revelry. I like that, super-sized Southern revelry. But Wendy Cooper isn't on Bourbon Street. In fact, she isn't at Southern Decadence at all. She's a mile away at Duncan Plaza, the Green, in front of New Orleans City Hall, wearing a full-body prison jumpsuit. Yep, and she's the orange ones. Cooper is a 42-year-old black transgender activist from New Orleans. She's standing on stage leading a demonstration, flanked by her coalition, black legislators, cis allies, and almost a dozen costumed trans women wearing outfits that symbolize the harsh criminal justice system they've endured. Cooper and her fellow activists are calling for the repeal of the Crime Against Nature by Solicitation statute. Crime against nature by Crime against nature is a law that was passed in 1982. We're not talking about an old 1950s law here.
This next sentence is the best one.
Oh God. Okay. Sorry, I had to. All right. A Louisiana law known colloquially as cans.
It was passed in 1982 in a vote of the Louisiana Senate legislature that almost no one, not even the bill's author, admits to remembering.
Oh, he knows. And it was a he, I would bet money.
I would bet money that this was some kind of sneaky little rider that was attached to a bill about infrastructure that nobody actually read. Some motherfucker snuck it in and told everybody it was to repave the roadways, and it also had some other stuff attached to it, and they signed it sight unseen without reading it, like the Patriot Act. Maybe, but can you pass a single law that way, though? Yes.
It is a law. Okay.
It happens all the time.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys.
The bad stuff is in, paragraph D, and then parts A, B, and C are about infrastructure.
All right. Don't do this. It's stupid.
All the time.
Okay. All right. Well, I knew that things were attached to bills that became laws that were weird and sneaky and gross, but like for a full law with an acronym and everything, it's like really. Okay, so cans. Oh, gee, what the fuck? All right. There's some convenient memory loss for you. I'll give them that.
No, there's that.
But according to Cooper, this law has been used as a tool. Now, Cooper is our activist. Remember, she's our 42-year-old rock-on activist, black trans woman activist in Louisiana, which is
not easy. An easy gig.
No. We are miles of privilege away, but that has to be rough. Okay. So, according to Cooper, this law has been used as a tool for the lifelong subjugation of trans women of color in Louisiana ever since. She calls it, quote, the matriarch of our destruction. Oh my God. Ooh, that gave me chills. That was a good phrase. Terrible phrase, but well said. Cooper says the protest is a way to publicly demand that cans be put to an end. But it's also a way to expose the story of how and why cans began. Though that history is hazy, Cooper's demonstration makes one thing clear. Until trans women of color in Louisiana achieve full liberation, the LGBTQ plus community cannot have decadence. They must stay focused on fighting. Oh, shit. Okay, so here's what she's trying to do. Decadence is a big deal. It's a kind of a pride festival of festivals if you're from the South. And if you've ever been, let us know in the chat, because I've never made it down because I've always been working during it and never gotten to go. But it's supposed to be amazing. And if she's calling for people to not do decadence in order to, but instead to like protest against this law, that's going to be a hard sell. That's going to be like a hard inter-community sell. You know what I mean?
And if you want to see how this story plays out and get a sense of the logic behind it, the link to the story is in the description.
It is.
We're not going to read the entire article because independent journalism is dying a hard and painful death and fighting every step of the way. So we've given you the teaser trailer, and now we're going to have to.
Now we're going to sit back and think about this for a second, because I want to know what you guys think about that, because there are this happens in all communities. We see it happen. I mean, we see it happen in the atheist YouTube community, for example, all the time. There's people splinter off. There's people get in arguments about stuff because people are people. It's what we do. We just, Junkshop and I famously or infamously, I don't know which, we don't like drama. We don't have time for it. So we just kind of try and stay out of it. You even more than me, I think. You have a very strict and no drama policy.
I do.
Yeah. Which I respect. And everybody knows it, so they don't bother you with it. But it is frustrating when you're already hang on. That is funny. There we go. All right, just for a second. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And cadence. Let's bring that right back down because that's my brand. We laughed. Now we're gonna be sad. Yep. Yep. Anyway, excuse me. Okay, so yeah. So so stuff like this, where you have a situation where you have a very famous, very big pride celebration every year that brings in people and money into a city whose main economic source is tourism already, right? That's New Orleans' thing. Tourism and smelling vaguely of piss, vomit, and dead fish. That's its thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I love New Orleans, but the minute you get off a train or you get out your car the first time there, that smell hits you in the face like a wet, warm wool blanket of moist air, and it's kind of unforgettable. And then our noses have this amazing thing where once you've smelled something for a while that's unpleasant, it just filters it out and you don't notice it anymore until you get back home and you open your suitcase and then it hits you again. And you're like, Jesus Christ, I smelled like that for a week. Where's the washing machine?
Jesus Christ, we brought it with us.
Get it, kill it with fire. It's horrible. It's a
curse of New Orleans.
It's a horrible smell in the French Quarter, and it's because it's like right there on the river, and it's also the French Quarter is a place where people feel incredibly uninhibited. There are drive-through daiquiri places, which always struck me as odd. Like I could drive through and order a daiquiri with a bunch of rum in it, and I'm literally driving away with a giant daiquiri with a straw in my car. There are walk-up daiquiri places, which I find a little more responsible. You can also walk down the street in the French Quarter. You can't do this all over New Orleans, so be careful. Don't go into the Garden District and try and pull this shit. They won't have it. But in the French Quarter, you can walk down the street legally holding a beverage, holding an alcoholic beverage, and drinking from it, and it's fine. And you can do that any time of the year. It's not against the law. In a lot of places it is. That's why you see people with brown bags over stuff. Yep. So anyway, okay, so here we go. That's a good point. Cadence says, I'm not from Louisiana and I hate New Orleans.
No, is from Louisiana.
Oh, is from, you are from, I'm sorry. Hang on, I can read. I promise. Some would argue I do that for a living. Okay. I'm from Louisiana, and I hate New Orleans. The majority of Louisianians, yeah, Louisianians, try to avoid it unless they are just party freaks or born there. Yeah. That was kind of the impression I got too. From most of the people who live and work there were not born there. They came and they stayed. In fact, I met a lot of people from Memphis living and working there when I was down there. Oh, way back in the first time I was there was in 2001, and I met a couple of street performers who were from Memphis. So, I mean, it's fun. Yeah, words are hard, Sir Little Wolf. Thank you. Especially when you work with them all day and then you come off of that away from a computer screen and then try and talk. It's hard. Anyone else's already awkward social skills atrophy during the pandemic? Because mine sure as hell did. I don't know how to talk to people in real life anymore. I can barely talk to you guys. Okay, even the food is completely different style, Creole, New Orleans versus Cajun, the rest of Louisiana. I have also heard that. And I love the food in New Orleans, but I definitely need to have some real Cajun food because I've absolutely heard that. There were a bunch of voodoo shops, Junie. Yeah, there are a bunch of voodoo shops. And they're like really kitschy ones, and then there's some that are like trying to be serious and very wooey. And I probably shouldn't go into those if you and I ever go, because I won't be able to help myself. I'll laugh at shit. It'll be bad. I'll get in trouble. All right, now we're talking about how much better the food is outside of New Orleans.
Now we're just talking shit about New Orleans.
Just talking shit about New Orleans now. All right, now I will say I did love. I know, and I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right, Cadence, because because you're from there, so you would know. So Cadence is asserting that the food anywhere else in Louisiana is better than the food in New Orleans. I have to just say I'm sure you're right about that. I will say though, I do love the food. Whenever I've been down to New Orleans, it's I walk around and eat and walk around and eat and walk around, and I lose weight when I'm there because I'm walking around the entire time. But
that's all we did in Edinburgh.
Yeah, that's all we did.
Walk around and eat.
Walk around and eat. It was fantastic. That's the whole point. Yeah, Harmonica Man. And you should go once. I mean, I agree with Cadence that there is a lot of tourist trap stuff, and the only part of New Orleans that was a little too tourist trap for me was Bourbon Street. I tend to avoid Bourbon Street, but I don't avoid it entirely either because sometimes it's fun. They're like, because that's where there's like at least one that I know of, and I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry, and it's been a lot of years, so I don't even know if it's still right there. But there's at least one fantastic drag club on Bourbon Street that's amazing. Wow. The performer had legs for days. It was awesome. And then they made everyone who was from Memphis dance to an Elvis song, which felt weird.
Oh dear.
I don't like organized fun. But when a gorgeous drag queen tells you to get your ass up on the stage and dance to an Elvis song, you do what she says because you're not going to be rude. So I slow dance to an Elvis song. And then one of the guys in the band picked me up and spun me around. It was fun.
Every story you tell about this place sounds weirder and weirder and weirder.
It's a weird town. And I was in my 20s. I didn't give a fuck. And he did this amazing. I mean, the man knew how to dance too because he was the trombone trombone, I forgot how to say that word.
The trombone player.
Yeah, no, he played the trombone. Okay, there we go. He played the trombone. Put his trombone down. It was obviously not the Elvis slow song. It was a much more upbeat song, but we were all still on stage going, what do we do? How do we get down? We're all drunk. And he picks me up, and I'm wearing a short black skirt. So he picked me up with his arm wrapped around, I'm trying to, you can't see my legs. Anyway, he picked me up in a way where like I just instinctively tucked my my legs together with my knees together, and so he had one arm across my shins and the other one across my back and spun me around, and that's how he did it. And it was awesome because I was like, I didn't have to worry about flashing the crowd because he knew how to spin a chick in a short skirt. It was amazing. Didn't hurt that he was cute. Moving on. All right. Oh, sorry, sweetie. I was bogarting the lighter. All right. Oh, also, in case anyone hasn't figured it out yet, we curse, smoke, and drink on this show. So please, if you're under 18, get the fuck out. There we go. Asses covered. We're like, I don't know, 40 minutes in. Yeah, probably not.
46 minutes late. We finally.
46 minutes late. Yeah, I would love to see that. You need a
parental advisory sticker in your opening, like
I do. I need a parental advisory sticker. I need to do that. Oh, Harmonica Man, your harmonica instructor lives in New Orleans. That's cool. Yeah, that's another cool thing because and Cadence, feel free to push back on this. I love, and this happens in any touristy, in any city in the world where there are tourists. It happens here in Memphis. You're going to see street buskers, right? And so people just playing instruments on the street for money. And I love it when that happens. And if I am anywhere, if I have cash or have the means to get cash, I will absolutely go and throw cash at someone, not at them, but in the bucket or in the case or in the whatever, in the receptacle. If somebody's playing music on the street, because I love it. It brightens my day. It makes everything better. In Edinburgh, there was actually a guy playing bagpipes.
Yeah.
And that was when we went and got some cash because we didn't have any.
Yeah, we had no cash.
We had no because they were taking they took our credit card everywhere, so we hadn't thought to get any British Isles money. And in that case, it's funny because they use the pound sterling, but it's the Scottish pound. Okay, nope, tangent, nope, hang on. Yeah. Stay focused. I have no idea what's going on in the chat now. I'm confused, but it's okay. Yes, you bust earlier today, Harmonica Man. Excellent. Well done. Nice. Okay, help me out. I'm flagging. I'm flagging. Pick up slack.
Oh dear.
No, it's okay. We've been going for 48 minutes. We can stop soon, but
won't be gone much longer.
No.
But
see, this is where if this were a pre-recorded thing, I'm just gonna vamp while you think of something to say.
Yeah.
If this were a pre-recorded thing, we'd edit this bit out, and then Junkshop would be saying something cool. No pressure.
Yeah. I hate being on the spot.
Okay. I'm sorry. I totally put them on the spot with this.
Well, a little bit.
Do you get okay? So what not to do in a relationship? This is one of those stories. So late last night, and by late I mean it's like 10:30, and they're already asleep, and I'm trying to get to where I can go to sleep, because I had a big work day today, and I can't. I just fucking can't. The insomnia monster came, and I was up until almost 1 a.m. But anyway, that's a different story. So, and I remembered that I had completely forgotten to just forgotten to do my stream Tuesday night. You know, that stream I do every week that I've been doing, that I started during the pandemic to try and keep myself from going insane, and met all of you wonderful people online. And it's been awesome. And, oh no, you didn't. Oh no, Harmonica Man. Shit. You were street busking, but you still didn't make enough to get your meds. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Well, helps. We can't go down the healthcare in this country tangent. We'll be here till Tuesday.
I hate that for you. Let me know if there's anything we can do. Okay. Yeah, and that was another thing. Last night I was also freaked out because I went to take my night meds and I took today's day meds instead. So today's just been weird. I wasn't sure what that would do. That meant that I had an extra mood stabilizer in my system all day. And it didn't help my mood. I definitely got snappy during a meeting and then had to apologize. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I got the idea that I needed to atone, because I'm not over my religious upbringing, but I needed to atone to all of you and for not doing a show Tuesday night and not even saying why or anything. And it was just because I forgot. Yeah, please do. Please try again and let us know how it goes. I worry. So I set up a stream and I was like, what am I going to talk? I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And I was like, they like our couple streams. I can't ask them. They're asleep. Fuck it. They'll do it. They'll do it because they love me and it'll be fun. And they did because they love me. But it's not nice. Like, don't do that. You know, we try to be good about asking each other.
We are.
Yeah, and we are good about that normally.
Yeah.
But last night I was like,
I don't have any thoughts gathered or
no, you were just very kind.
Stories prepared. I'm just here to be pretty.
Well, that sounded strange, but that's fine because we work well together. No, but it was one of those moments where I was like, well, you know, A, I know they'll have my back, and B, I just won't do it again. So that's it. So I promise not to follow. Thank you for having my back, even though I didn't ask you in advance, and we're both sick and tired and feel funky. So on that happy note, yeah, please check the link in the description, because I just found this really, really good online Southern queer magazine website with articles on it. It's not a magazine. Okay. I'm 100 years old. All right. All right. So I think we're gonna sign off now, because clearly I've run out of brain cells. Everybody, do you want to do your tagline? Because it's a good one. I'll do mine too.
Well, everybody take care. Be safe. And especially here during Pride Month, stand against hate.
Yes, please. And, you know, you don't have to be queer to be awesome. You can be an awesome ally. Okay, and clearly I've run out. That's awesome. All right, yeah, and right, my tagline. I remember it most of the time. Sometimes. You can't, just can't or won't. Either one works. Find truth in wine, but you can find it in reason. So y'all have a wonderful night too. Thank you, Harmonica Man, and everybody, and Junie, and Sir Little Wolf, and B, and Cadence, everybody in the chat. Hope I didn't miss anyone. Junie, did I say Junie? I don't know. I love you guys. Have a great night. Love from Memphis, y'all.
Bye.
Bye. My face is right in your face.